Good evening. You're now with me, Lorenzo Isaac, for TVS Nightline. Here are the headlines for tonight. Sarawak makes history with the launch of KETEQ AI, the world's first edge AI smart power converter. Malaysia makes a formal appeal to extend the ceasefire in Myanmar, scheduled to end tomorrow. And in world news, Amnesty International formally accuses Israel of committing a live-stream genocide against Palestinians in Gaza. Sarawak made history with the launch of KETEQ AI, the world's first edge AI smart power converter developed from the ground up by local Sarawakians. The announcement was made by Sarawak Premier Dato' Paninggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg during his visit to CSA Catapult in Cardiff, Wales earlier today. What sets the device apart is its ability to detect, predict, and correct system anomalies autonomously in under 0.1 milliseconds. It is a remarkable leap in the field of power electronics and advanced control systems. Developed under the Sarawak Semiconductor Roadmap 2030 and beyond, KETEQ AI is set to transform Sarawak into a regional hub for high-tech innovation. The journey toward KETEQ AI began on April 23rd last year with the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding between SMD Semiconductor and CSA Catapult at the UK Parliament. That agreement laid the foundation for these homegrown breakthroughs. Potential applications span smart grids, electric vehicles, autonomous systems, industrial IoT, predictive maintenance, and many more. KETEQ AI was designed for energy efficiency, scalability, and ultra-fast response. SMD Semiconductor CEO and Chief Project Engineer Shariman Jamil conducted a live demo of the prototype, showcasing its real-time capabilities as a catalyst for the next industrial revolution. Meanwhile, Abang Johari said Sarawak is gearing up to transition from technology consumer to tech producer, fueled by a strategic collaboration with key industry players in the United Kingdom. Partnerships with CSA Catapult, Innovate UK and Silicon Catalyst UK are paving the way to a sustainable innovation ecosystem that will strengthen Sarawak's position in the global semiconductor value chain. The collaboration will leverage Britain's expertise in compound semiconductors, AI, and advanced research and development. Premier emphasized that Sarawak must not merely adapt to technological change, but to also become a pioneering force. He said this includes bold investments in frontier technologies and forming strategic global partnerships as catalysts for transformation. The ongoing investments are expected to fast-track Sarawak's ambition to own and develop its own intellectual property in semiconductors, smart automation, and AI. Closer ties with the UK will also position Sarawak as a vital player in global technology innovation, empowering its digital economy for the long term. The one-man rule introduced by the Sarawak government is part of its efforts to save sick projects across the state and ensure construction work begins immediately after project site handover. Deputy Sarawak Premier Dato' Amar Douglas Ukamba said the measure is being taken following the identification of over 100 sick projects statewide due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Lepas itu kita membuat satu KPI untuk menentukan bahawa sifar projek sakit. Satu pendekatan yang kita ambil ialah one man rule, di mana JKR akan menetapkan bahawa apabila tapak itu diserah pada 1 bulan Mac, by the 30th of March kerja mesti dimulakan. Kalau tidak dimulakan, JKR boleh menamatkan kontrak. Jadi kita boleh menamatkan dengan awal. Lepas itu kita membuat keputusan supaya menyerahkan itu kepada subcontractor, innovation. Maknanya payment also going to subcontractor. Jadi berbagai pendekatan kita akan ambil supaya apa projek yang diluluskan oleh Premier mesti dilaksanakan dan siap. Kerana that is our commitment. Inilah tanggungjawab kami. So kita mengambil beberapa pendekatan.
Speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony for the Kampong Bulau Bridge earlier today, UGA announced that the state government had approved the appointments of 213 new officers at JKR Sarawak, with MIRI receiving 20 new additions.
The Sarawak government has prepared working papers to be presented to the Cabinet on enhanced maintenance procedures to address issues surrounding logging roads, especially in Baram. Sarawak Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Douglas Ukahambas said so far, 3 companies have been appointed to implement a new mechanism for maintaining roads in the area.
Tujuannya adalah mengadakan satu sistem penyelenggaraan yang mantap. Sekarang kita ada model pilot project dilaksanakan. Ada 3 syarikat telah dilantik. Satu syarikat diberi 5 juta. Tapi mekanismenya ada perlu diperbaiki. Kita pun nak melantik service provider. Sekarang kita macam MIRI dah ada service provider di beberapa tempat. So with that new approach, maybe maintenance can be more smooth and can resolve the problem in the interior.
UGA added that the working papers will be presented to the Cabinet sometime in June.
8 individuals, including a woman, have been remanded for 6 days in connection with a deadly brawl that took place in Bintulu last Sunday. These suspects, some of whom are foreigners, were detained after fleeing to MIRI and are expected to appear in court again on May 4th. The fatal incident occurred outside an entertainment center where a viral video showed a group of men confronting the victim, which escalated into a violent attack. The victim, Rizwan Abdullah, sustained severe stab wounds and was pronounced dead at Bintulu Hospital. He was laid to rest at the Kemunting Muslim Cemetery last night, with hundreds in attendance to pay their final respects. Police are investigating the case under Section 302 of the Penal Code for murder and are currently tracking down several other suspects still at large. Welcome back. Malaysia has made a formal appeal to extend the ceasefire in Myanmar, which is scheduled to end tomorrow. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said that the appeal had been conveyed to both the chairman of Myanmar State Administration Council, Senior General Min Aung Hlaing, and the Prime Minister Myanmar National Unity Government, Man Win Kain Tang. Anwar said Malaysia, in its role as chair of ASEAN's Working Committee on Myanmar, is closely monitoring developments in the troubled nation.
The ceasefire is critical to ensure that humanitarian assistance are provided, and the humanitarian assistance provided to all. There should not be any discrimination. It was agreed. So we have sent another appeal to say that extend this ceasefire, make sure you respect this, because otherwise the people will suffer.
The Prime Minister was speaking to reporters after attending the groundbreaking ceremony for the Rumah Beliau Madani and Affordable Housing Project in Mukim, Batu earlier today. When asked to comment on reported violations of the ceasefire agreement between the two sides, Anwar noted that such allegations did not apply across the board. On to world news. Amnesty International today accused Israel of committing a live-stream genocide against Palestinians in Gaza by forcibly displacing most of the population and deliberately creating a humanitarian catastrophe. In its annual report, Amnesty charged that Israel had acted with specific intent to destroy Palestinians in Gaza, thus committing genocide.
L'Amnesty International a mené une enquête de plusieurs mois pour aboutir à cette analyse juridique qui qualifie la situation à Gaza de génocide. C'est des mois d'enquête et un rapport de 300 pages avec une analyse juridique très précise qui est fondée sur la définition du génocide dans la Convention de 1948, donc la convention qui définit le génocide juridiquement.
Amnesty's report said the Israeli campaign had left most of the Palestinians of Gaza displaced, homeless, hungry, at risk of life-threatening diseases, and unable to access medical care, power, or clean water.
On aboutit à cette définition parce qu'on considère qu'il y a 3 actes constitutifs de génocide sur 5 possibles et qui sont commis par l'armée israélienne, par l'autorité israélienne à Gaza, et qui sont combinés avec une intentionnalité qu'on arrive à démontrer. Donc l'intentionnalité qui est donc la volonté de destruction d'un groupe de population. Et donc c'est ce qu'on démontre que les autorités israéliennes ont une intention de destruction du groupe de Palestiniens de Gaza. Et donc,
Meanwhile, Amnesty also sounded alarm over Israeli actions in the occupied Palestinian territory of the West Bank and repeated an accusation that Israel was employing a system of apartheid. Israel has rejected accusations of genocide from Amnesty, other rights groups, and some states in its war in Gaza.
Stock markets advanced today following news that US President Donald Trump plans to spare automakers from some of his wide-ranging tariffs, boosting hopes of a less combative approach to his trade war. Signs of easing trade tensions are also spurring sentiment as governments line up to negotiate deals with Washington to avert the full force of sweeping tariffs. European markets also reacted to a wave of first-quarter company earnings, with investors closely watching for signs of how tariffs are impacting business outlooks. Market sentiment was buoyed after the Wall Street Journal reported that the White House will spare automakers already facing 25% tariffs from further levies, such as those on steel and aluminium. The move is aimed at making sure the various tariffs Trump has unveiled do not stack up on top of each other. While uncertainty still rules on trading floors, most Asian markets also made tentative gains today. See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines anytime, anywhere, just head on to our official website at tvsarawak.my or follow us on our social media platforms at TV Sarawak. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching and have a good night.